You guys, I don't have time to make this fancy, but this is really, really, really urgent, okay? This is more from my whistleblower at the Social Security Administration. They just sent me a new deposition. This is going to be made public, so this is nothing that you can't find yourself, but I don't think it has been made public yet. This is by a person who worked at the Social Security Administration, very high levels, for 30 years, and just recently stepped down as a result of what is happening with Doge in the Social Security Administration. I'm going to put all of the screenshots to this deposition in a Google document so that you can look at them at your leisure as quickly as I can, but I want to give you some of the top lines. We should be so fucking alarmed. First of all, this person talks about just how unbelievably careful Social Security is with people's personal data. They have got a million protocols in place to make sure that people's data is not compromised and is not seen by anybody who doesn't absolutely have to see it, and how critically important that is because they have extensive data on almost every person in America. They also have a detailed process for sharing data or things that other agencies are asking for to give them the minimal amount necessary, and again, just to protect people's personal data. And she starts to talk about what happened when these people from Doge started coming in mid-February to ask for access to all of this Social Security data that was extremely, extremely sensitive and which they had no training to understand, access, or use. He talks specifically about someone named Mr. Russo who worked for Doge. Nobody could figure out who he was reporting to. He was not reporting to Acting Commissioner King. Then this Russo guy asked them to get this guy, Mr. Boba, access to everything at Social Security. They're like, that takes weeks and weeks and weeks of onboarding. No, we don't have that much time. We have no time. Do it now. Like, do it tonight. This is basically what they were told. They had to read this guy in or like swear him in over the telephone, which they never do, getting yelled at by Doge people the whole time. Faster, faster, faster. They kept asking, why does this Mr. Boba need this access? They wouldn't tell them. And this again is data about everything. They want to give it to this Mr. Baba guy. Nobody knows who he is or why he needs it. First, they are able to stonewall them, but then the White House gets involved, and the White House emails Commissioner King and says they're putting somebody else, Mr. Dudek, in charge, and Commissioner King is basically not the commissioner anymore, at which point this woman who's doing this deposition resigns. Basically, to make a long story short, this Mr. Baba guy is given access to everything, and he's not even looking at it from a secure location. He's staying in the Doge headquarters, like sleeping on a couch. Anybody who wants to view it, who is around him, can view it. Absolutely, I can't even describe how not normal this is. And she warns how not only is this totally dangerous for our data security, but also that the kind of access he has, because they're going in there and they don't understand the system and they can actually change data, could very easily lead to a disruption or a collapse of the entire computer system. I'm just going to read what she says. Access to the EDW alone would not affect benefit payment systems. However, I witnessed a disregard for critical processes like providing the, quote, least privilege access based on a need to know and lack of interest in understanding our systems and programs. That combined with the significant loss of expertise as more and more agency personnel leave have me seriously concerned that Social Security programs will continue to function and operate without disruption. SSA information technology is made up of an incredibly complex web of systems that are extremely reliable in making Social Security and supplemental security income payments. Some of the systems operate based on old programming languages that require specialized knowledge. Such systems are vulnerable to being broken by inadvertent user error if SSA's long-standing development, separation of duties, and information security policies and procedures are not followed. This could result in benefit payments not being paid out or delays in payments. I understand the Doge associates have been seeking access to the, quote, source code to SSA systems. If granted, I am not confident that such associates have the requisite understanding of SSA to avoid critical errors that could upend SSA systems. Call your representatives. They are in our SSA system. They are going to fucking break it. And when they do, my mom, my mother-in-law, everybody we know on Social Security will stop receiving their payments. This is not a drill. Call your representatives and tell them to get Doge out of Social Security now.